go up and be out of here. It will be high enough to blow over the Natchez Trace without obstructing anything on the trace. I'm looking at transport winds west at 12 miles an hour. That means once the smoke gets up to the mixing height, it's going to be blowing out of here about 12 miles an hour, headed towards North Georgia. And then by noon, we're looking at 59 degrees, and the relative humidity is going to come down to about 62. We're going to maintain that west wind. Mixing height is up to 1800 AGL, above ground level, and transport winds are going to be down to 10 miles an hour. By 2 o'clock, we're looking at 63 degrees and 52, a relative humidity of 52. So my prescription on the burn plan says I want relative humidities between 40 and 70, wind speeds below 12 miles an hour, and then I have no smoke sensitive targets within a mile of here. So I'm not really worried about wind direction.
You said you could do the temperature between 35 and 70 degrees?
That's what I said, yeah.
Okay.
And we're within those parameters all day long, except for that mixing height. So that monitored all day long. And one of you I will assign this. And on the hour, I would like for you to broadcast what the temperature is, what the relative humidity is, and what the wind speed is. All right, and whoever wants to do that, I'll show you how to use this. But this is my weather monitoring piece of equipment. Only the burners are going to have to get out in the timberland. Most of us will be just around the perimeter. As you saw on that map, the ignition sequence, we're going to be lighting at the top of the slopes, burning down, letting the fire back down the hill. And then we may adapt that as the day progresses. It's going to be a pretty low intensity fire. So signage out there, the maps and the radios, so we can stay oriented and we can stay in communication with each other. I will be broadcasting where we are igniting. So those of you that are not within sight of the burners, you'll know what's going on. We will want as complete a consumption of the leaf litter as we can get. And we want black leaves all the way down to the perimeter line. Any fuel, any leaves within my perimeter that are unburned are a hazard when I'm not here. But at the end of the day, when the humidity starts coming back up, I'm going to leave here and there'll still be burning stuff out of it. But if we still have unburned material around the perimeter, that's a hazard for me, because it's easier for that fire to move across my line. So I want to make sure that I burn as much of the leaf litter as I can within my line. Those of you that will be holding, while you're waiting on the fire to get to you, and there's going to be a lot of waiting today, those of you that are waiting for the fire to get to you, with your tools, and I have 4 fire rakes over here, and you brought leaf rakes and garden rakes. if you would rake around any stumps that are close to the line, or any trees, bigger trees that are close to the line, that would be good. And the reason being, if I have a stump close to the line and it gets fire in it, once it catches fire, it's going to be impossible to put out. It's going to have to burn itself out. So I'd rather not fire get in those stumps that are, within 50 feet of my line. The same with fallen trees. If you have an opportunity, you can rake the leaves around there down to mineral soil around those. And then as you see the fire creep down, you can watch the fire go around those stumps and those down trees. And if you see fire creeping up to those, please get it away from the heavier fuels, the bigger trees, down trees. So if the fire gets outside of my perimeter by the white flag, we want to rake a line around that to contain what has gotten outside of my fire line. If you see that happening, and I really, with the wind as low as it is today, I don't think we're going to have an issue. But just in case, if you see the fire has crept out, call your adjacent division and ask them if they have no issue to come and help you out. If the fire is moving fast and you need more help, ask for more help. If it looks like you may need a chainsaw or a leaf blower, ask for that. And not everybody is going to see action at the same time. We're going to block farther that way, and that means the people monitoring on this end are going to be waiting a long time. So we're not all going to be busy at the same time. So if you have an issue with a fire that has crept on the other side of the line, don't hesitate to call for some help. There's probably more debris in those. So when I was blowing the line, I put a line in that I felt was secure, but 100% secure may not be there. You just need to watch as the fire creeps down towards those lines. If we have an emergency, you break a leg, you fall down, you cut yourself with a chainsaw. I've got a first aid kit here. With bandages in it, and some antiseptic. So if it's minor and you can treat it yourself on site, go ahead and do it. If you need some help, don't hesitate to call for help. Say you need the first aid kit. I don't anticipate any burns, but if we have burns, 911 is the number to call. Now, if you're down in the bottom, I don't have Verizon service down in the bottom, and I don't know what other telephone services you may have. Down in the bottom, if you don't have Verizon, you may have some other service. What you need. If you need extraction, if you can't walk out, 911 is the number to call. Now, they have a, what's their fire tower over here? Theta, that's what I'm thinking of. Theta, the folks at Theta are aware of our burns. They have got a Division of Forestry burn permit. And then my neighbor to the north is a structural firefighter in Nashville. But he's also a volunteer at Bethel, and he has advised Maury County and Hickman County EMS that we're burning today, and they will be aware. They can bring if we have a fire that slops over that we can't control, that they're aware that we're burning and they're on call if we need them as a contingency force. So we've got the medical service and the fire service alerted that we're working here today, and if we need them, they're on call for us. You feel comfortable doing. So, and who feels comfortable dragging a torch? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay.
All day.
So not all day.
I can drag it over to you. Yeah, I know.
So that may. So the guys that are going to be dragging torches over here, please, and then I'm going to assign divisions. So. And so I can't remember names, but I can remember divisions. And so I'll say Division A, red, on the radio, and you'll call me back, red, go. So, and I have divisions on the check lines. I'm not going to put anybody on the check lines. I'm just going to put the folks around the perimeter. So, the westernmost division I are going to be the slopes, the loose, steep slope. Boyd, are you good going up and downhill all day long?
Good.
Okay. I'm going to make you high, if that's okay. I'm going to write that down.
What'd you say? You put me on the I team? Not to be confused with the A team.
Or the B team.
Okay. And A, let's see, who wants to work A? Mary?
I can work A, yeah.
Okay,
Do it.
good. Bill, you and Deb want to take B?
If I'm not dragging it towards, I'll do it. That's where we're.
Don't you work in teams though?
Okay.
Okay.
Well, if they
But
want
whatever you want to.
So I'll have you two dragging torch early, and you two
Okay.
can
Sounds good.
swap out later. Andrea.
Sure.
I like the way he puts it, dragging. That's it.
You're just dragging. Super simple.
And
It drives me.
let's see, John, if you don't mind, I'll have you working this whole top here.
Okay.
And with that, I'm going to have you monitoring this.
Okay. What about
Are you
when
familiar with the Kestrel?
what about when I switch with them?
We'll swap out, and
So-
I'll get that instruction. Okay, so you guys on the divisions, I need you to walk your division, know where it begins, know where it ends, and I got signs up, these cardboard signs, you'll see that.
How long are those divisions?
How long?
100 yards, 300 yards?
I don't know.
Yeah.
They're 1,000 feet maybe, 3 football fields.
Yeah.
You know, 8, I mean, what's that? I is much shorter than A.
Mm-hmm.
Where are we right now?